Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all surviving this home isolation and you're all safe and healthy and enjoying all the family time that you're having in this moment right now of what is going on in the world. Diane asked me to put out another video of doing something for our flyers out there to help you with your splits. So I am going to film today a splits complex. So all you'll need is some space in a living room. We're going to use the couch today because you will need to have something to put your leg on and utilize. So we will just get right into it. So we're holding each position for 2 minutes. We're going to start, I'm putting the camera low so you can see me, but you want to have your left foot up onto a couch or something so that you want your knee to be on the couch. Everything is going to be lunging forward because you are stretching your hip flexors. In this case, we're stretching the left hip flexor because the left foot is on the couch. So everything is going to be like in a lunge forward. So every time we move down off the couch, you're going to put your foot that's on the floor forward a little bit more and then really lunge into it. So we're going to start first with our left leg on. Make sure your knee is on the couch. Start your timer. 1, 2, 3, go. We're gonna hold this position. We'll do 1.5 minutes, or you can do 2 minutes because this does take a long time, being 1.5 minutes, and there's lots of exercise to go through. So we'll do 1.5 minutes for each one. So your knee is straight on the couch, on the bench, whatever you're using. You want to make sure that your leg is 90 degrees and you're leaning forward so that you're stretching that hip flexor. And then the next position is going to be bringing your ankle to the edge of the couch or the bench that you're on, but not allowing your knee to touch the floor, although we might have to because my couch is low. If you can reach back, ideally you want to push your hip flexor into the floor and everything else stays up. So chest up, chin up, smile on, and hold that stretch. This is going to be rather uncomfortable if you are not as flexible as some of our noodles out there, but you should really feel this, and it's a very good stretch, a very good way to practice your splits. So we have 30 seconds left. So hold, put some music on so you don't have to listen to me blab the whole time. 15 seconds. If you don't want a timer and you want to do it for 1.30 minutes with me, then forget your timer. I have one. I'll take care of that. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you stop your timer, and then like I said, you move down. My couch is too low, so we'll just put our foot on the floor, but you want to have a flexed foot. You don't want it pointed, you want it flexed so that you get a bigger stretch in the quad. So have your knee and your calf muscle right against the couch. So you're gonna be up again, so put your knee on the floor. Up here, we're going to start a timer for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and you're going to lunge into the floor. And you can't see my left leg really, but you're stretching your left hip flexor, the one that's up on the couch. 15 seconds in, and I'm already feeling it. But I really, really like this splits complex because I find I didn't have all my splits when I was in gymnastics, but I did this every single day, and it really helped me. So I was gonna put music on for the sake of this video, but I would get copywritten, so I can't do that. Good. So hold. We are almost at 1 minute. When you're lunging forward, you never want your knee to go in front of your toe like this, so make sure that's why you push your foot out. This is not good for your knee joint. And 15 seconds. From here, you're going to keep the back of your knee where it is. You're just going to straighten your front leg so that you're in splits. Stop your timer before we start it. So you want your knee right against the couch and you want your the front leg straight, so you're in splits. We're gonna start our timer. 3, 2, 1, go. So you're in splits, but you have that back leg up. And this helps you really stretch those hip flexors, the left hip flexor as well. And then again, if you're flexible enough, arms behind, chest up. This puts your body weight, forcing you to really push it down into the floor to get that deeper stretch. Make sure that you have your hips squared to the floor and your hip isn't coming out this way. You want to keep everything nice and centered. And then, like I always tell my flyer girls, I don't know if you can see my toe, my front toe, but make sure that when you're pointing your toe, your pinky toe is the closest one to the floor, and that your foot isn't turning inward, so your big toe does not want to be going towards the floor. It should be the other way around, so you're turning your foot out. We are at 1 minute. I hope everyone's staying warm and safe and utilizing this time for self-love and self-care and family time and Netflix and snacks and schoolwork, maybe. Doing a minute 35, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. From here, you're going to move your foot away from the couch. My sock's coming off. Move your foot away from the couch, and you're just going to do regular splits. And this one we hold for 2 minutes. So go into regular splits. Start your timer. 3, 2, 1. And we hold that for 2 minutes. And make sure your arms are back to get that big stretch. And point your toe. So again, I can show you here. So make sure that your left hip your hip bone is facing the floor. You don't want yourself to turn out like this, because that's uneven hips and we don't want that. Proper stretch. So you can either reach back, or what I like to do is I'll take my left hand and I'll put it on my front leg, and I'll take my back hand and I'll grab my back leg, and this forces you to have your hips squared to the floor or to the front of the wall. So we're 30 seconds in. I haven't done this for a very long time. And we are almost at a minute. 30 seconds left. Oh no, we're doing 2 minutes here. 1 minute left. I should put the timer somewhere so you guys can see too. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm quite far. I just worked out myself this morning, so I figured while my body and my muscles are nice and warm, I might as well do this now. And you should warm up before you do this, absolutely, because it really does force you to stretch pretty deep into your hip flexor. And we don't want our athletes getting injured, so do some squats, do some sit-ups. Warm up those legs, those leg muscles. Jump on your couch 50 times and pretend it's a mat at the gym. Pick up your dog, squat with your dog. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, 2 minutes. Okay, we are feeling that stretch today. Now you're gonna stop your timer and start at the very beginning with the other leg. Oh. So your right leg will go up onto your couch. Again, make sure your knee is on the edge, and a minute 30 here. So let's start the timer. If you can reach back, great. So now that you can see my hips, you're stretching the hip flexor, so you really want to push that down and get into that stretch. If you feel like your front leg is starting to tingle and you have that tingle motion, it's because you're sitting too far into your hip joint. So you just want to like lift up a little bit and make sure that you're not cutting that circulation off. But if you can hold it for the minute 30 here, you can. This hurts my elbows. So we're 30 seconds in. The biggest thing you don't want to do is keep your chest forward or have your hands on the floor. This defeats the purpose because you're lifting your weight out of your hips. So don't keep your chest down, you want to lift it up. We have 30 seconds left here. If you want to put your hands on your hips, you can do that. If you want to rest your hands on your leg, you can, but don't lift off. Really try your best. It's only a minute, 30 seconds. That's not even a full cheer routine. 15 seconds. 10, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and then you're gonna bring your knee down to the floor. Stop your timer. Knee down to the floor, flex that foot. You don't want it pointed, you wanna flex it so you get a deeper stretch in your calf. And then you're gonna lean forward and start that timer. Put your arm up here. I feel it in my calf quite a bit. This one is really good. Or what you could do is do this same stretch, but you put your leg on your parent's leg, so they'd be sitting behind you, and you can reach around and grab mom or dad's legs, and then they can pull your chest up. "30 seconds in. Ooh, my legs are shaking. I went for a run this morning and then did some leg workouts to warm up my muscles before I do this. And I'm slipping. 4. We have 30 seconds left. After you do this would be a good time to stretch your air positions, because your muscles will be like super stretched after a complex like this. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stop your timer, and then same thing, you want to slide into splits. Make sure that your hips are even, and start that timer in 3, 2, 1. Make sure that your leg is right against the couch. Here you can flex your foot or point your foot, just keep it neutral. Just make sure the hip flexor is not pointing out like this. So sometimes you gotta adjust. So a minute 30 here. Make sure that your knee is directly under you. You don't want it to come out like this, because then you're not getting that full stretch. I had to adjust. And your front leg. My mom was going to play with Tucker so that he wasn't a distraction. 3, 2, 1. You have 30 seconds left, sorry. 30 seconds left. Tucker likes to play out in the snow with a water bottle, so that keeps him occupied. Almost there. And then from here, you'll move away from the couch and you do splits for 2 minutes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on out. Stop your timer. And then go right into splits. So again, 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1. When you're in splits, I grab like this to force my hips to go square. Or you can reach back like this, chest up. Just don't lean forward. Try not to lean on your arms. You always want to even take your arms up off the floor. Have someone, a parent, mom, dad, sister, brother, standing behind you, and you can hold on to their legs, and that forces you to keep your chest up. Or 30 seconds in. 1 minute left. And then after this minute, there's no splits complex portion for middles, but we will do middles, and I do recommend doing middles just for the balance sake of practicing all three. When I was in gymnastics, I did not have my middles down all the way, and I would practice this and then do middles for 3 minutes a few times a week. That's a long time, so we're not going to do that today, but you can do 2 minutes. 2 minutes is long enough for your body to feel that stretch, adapt to that stretch, and then generally you will be able to go down farther after a full 2 minutes because your body needs to adapt to the stretch that you are holding statically. So 3, 2, 1, come on out. Stretch out those legs, those hip flexors before we do middles. You can do middles, just make sure if you can to be on your elbows. So we're gonna hold it for 2 minutes. Timer's on, 3, 2, 1. So try to be on your elbows, and you want from your ankles to your knees to your hip bones to be all in one line. You don't want to be too far forward, and you don't want to be sitting back. That's a straddle sit. You want to make sure you're doing middles so everything is in a line. Mom, dad, you can monitor your children with this. But we're doing 2 minutes. If you're all the way down, you can lay on your belly. And we're gonna do 2 minutes. You can't see me, but we're 30 seconds in. I'll move down so you can. You could probably do these against your couch even. So that's a good idea. If you were to put your, I'm not gonna do it, but if you were to go along your couch, then you were forced to stay in one spot. Your bum ideally should be touching the couch because you wouldn't be able to go backwards, and if you go too far forward, then your bum would not be on the couch. So that would be a good indicator to stay in splits. So we have 1 minute left. This video, along with the stretch, is good to keep me accountable too, because then I know that I'm stretching with you guys. So you have 30 seconds left here. You can hold it for an additional minute if you want to, but I hope that you liked this splits complex and that you found use of it. And you can watch this video every day until we are free from our homes and go back into the gym. I know everyone is missing their friends and their team. I know that I am missing everyone. The Purple Palace is a second some to first home to a lot of people. So soon this will all be over and we can all reunite together and be one big family back at the Purple Palace. But for now, stay as positive and as happy as you possibly can. Enjoy your time with your family, enjoy your time with yourself. Make sure you're moving your body and stay positive. And we are over 2 minutes, so I'm gonna get out. If you want to hold it for an additional, my foot's stuck under the couch. If you want to hold it for an additional minute, come on out. If you want to come out, make sure you move your legs because you just very deeply stretched your hip flexors. But I hope you enjoyed this splits complex. Do it every single day. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend.